Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. I hope this Friday morning, it is Friday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Friday morning, just to double check, they're a bit fuzzy for last night. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Mixed news for Celtic players last night, but is it good news for Celtic overall as a team? And for Arne Engels. A little bit of an update on the state of our players from last night, and big news for Kyogo as well, because it looks like Kyogo may make the team for Japan today. But first of all, we talk about Sinisalo. Sinisalo managed to make the bench for Finland yesterday, but it didn't do them much good because they were beaten by Ireland. Yep, Ireland managed to get a 1-0 victory over Finland, and Liam Scales made the team. Liam Scales is fast becoming a stalwart for Ireland as he becomes a player that almost gets a guaranteed first pick for the national team. You never thought that for the player that was almost loaned back to Aberdeen when Brendan Rodgers first came back to Celtic, due to the fact that we had a bit of a crisis in the defence department. Brendan Rodgers decided not to send him back to Aberdeen, and Scales has went from strength to strength since then, cementing himself as a first start for the national team, which is absolutely great for Scales, and it's great for Celtic also, because it puts the valuation of Scales up if anyone was to come in for Scales, the fact that he is an international player. It was good that Sinisalo made the bench for Finland. He had a more experienced keeper in front of him. It's good that he's still going through that learning process, which will help his Celtic career, no doubt. But the big achievement from last night, Kyogo does play this afternoon, but the big real achievement has to be the fact that, Liam Scales is playing fantastic for Celtic. I'll just get the right one up and see Scales trying to get a header last night again, jumped away up above the finish. But the big one is obviously the fact that Arne Engels made the game last night. He managed to play 72 minutes for his national team. It's great for Engels because, let's face it, now that he is an international player, that will only help his stock rise. And as the development of a young player, we always forget that Arne Engels is just a young player. But last night was a huge step to the fact that he started against Italy for the Belgians, and he managed to play 72 minutes for his national team in the Nations League match. Engels appeared to suffer a slight little knock, though, that saw him substituted. I don't think there's anything too bad in it. The noise coming out of Belgium. But after starting a good amount of games in the Bundesliga, now being at Celtic, and been valued at £11 million when Celtic purchased the player, I think that it's only going to go from strength to strength for Arne Engels. Tell me what you think in the comments about Arne Engels making the national team and becoming a player that could go on to make quite a lot of money, and we hope he has every success in international level. Also, you'll see we hit 19,713 subscribers last night. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We are trying to get to 20,000 subscribers before we play the Cup final. If not, we want to try and get it before the end of the year, but I'm sure we will manage that because you Celtic fans are absolutely amazing, and we have a great family here on the One Celtic Fans View. And don't forget, Christmas is around the corner. Click on Amazon and on the link that's under the video, and click on to get any Celtic related memorabilia and gifts for the family this Christmas, and friends, or anyone really. Anyway, there's not a lot of Celtic news going around this morning as expected, due to the fact that it is international break. Kyogo does have a little bit of happiness going around his life when it comes to international football. He reckons that the determination, he's determined to show the Japan team what they've been missing when it comes to international football. And Kyogo, the fact that Kyogo was dropped from the international team quite a few occasions previously, he's now been called up for the international team, and he believes he can unlock defences for his national country. Kyogo's not played for his country for over 13 months, but when an international call-up with the double header against Indonesia and China, Incidentally, the Indonesia game kicks off today at 1 p.m. 12 o'clock, I think it is. 12 o'clock Celtic Park time. So if you're watching this video in the morning, you might be able to catch that if you're not doing anything else. If you're just sitting around the house, I know that quite a lot of you old geezers are just enjoying life in your retirement and that watch the channel. And I'm sure that you'll try and get the Japan game on your Fire Stick or whatever. I think I might try and get it, but I might be out all day today. But we'll see. We'll see. Kyogo went on to say, he said, I'm very happy to be returning to the international team. I want to make my mark again. Against a team like Indonesia, I think the game will suit me because I'm used to playing against teams like that with Celtic. They will eventually lose concentration. I love this bit for Kyogo. He just knows. He goes on to say, he said, they will eventually lose concentration and it's up to me to use my attacking movement to take advantage of it. At my club, the opponents really mark me closely, but I can use that to my advantage by receiving the ball at my feet and using my teammates around me. For me personally, says Kyogo, I still have a lot to improve on in terms of number of goals I score for Celtic. It's interesting that we were talking about that last night. We've been talking about it, the fact that Brendan Rodgers will be looking to add to the striker department because Brendan Rodgers, when you look through his managerial career, he's always had a striker that's been pretty prolific, and I think that he likes to put pressure on players in certain positions just to get them to up their game. So it wouldn't surprise me if we did go in for another striker in the next transfer window. Of course, Kyogo says, I've been watching them closely and I've been waiting for this day for a long time. So that's why, if I get the chance to play, I'd like to perform the kind of football the manager wants for us to play, and I want to show my strengths. The national team have been in really good form, Kyogo says, but I can help them get even better and achieve the results that we want today. Fantastic for Kyogo, the fact that he is so confident in that piece. I mean, he is coming across as really confident. He has been missing open goals, he's been missing sitters, and this season he's not been as prolific as he was the first season, the second season here at Celtic. But I think the good thing is that he's still got that little bit of confidence about him, and he knows exactly what he wants to do on the pitch. And it's interesting that even he thinks that he's not scoring enough goals for Celtic. Anyway, tell me what you think about that. Tell me where you're watching from today. There could be a little blip in the videos coming up over the weekend as I take a couple of days off, but I'm sure there'll be Celtic news kicking around. When you look at the players that are playing at international football, it can only be good for Celtic. There's a couple of headlines going around, but there's nothing. So Japanese media hail Kyogo national team. Modric sure to grace Hampden. Matt Riley's disappointed but shows his Celtic instincts, and a few other headlines out there that I'm sure you'll find. But anyway, it's international break. International football is just the worst, isn't it? It's you just want to see stuff about Celtic and you want to try and get as much information, but sometimes we need to just go along. There will be some videos coming up over the next couple of weeks which you may find interesting as I dive through the archive and we'll look through some Celtic games from the bygone era. Anyway, I hope that today finds you well, healthy, and if anyone needs a chat, just jump into the comment section because there's a fantastic amount of people within the One Celtic fans community that if you need a chat, just do so. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, and fans of other teams who click into the channel. Have a fantastic day wherever you are, all around the world.